Only thing that's saving you.
So listen, I used to think setting boundaries was a TED Talk with slides, a historical timeline, the whole 9 yards. And then one day I said no with no explanation. No with no guilt, no apprehension, nothing. And the silence on the other end was so loud that I could hear the ancestors blinking. So let me tell y'all about the first time I set a boundary without explaining it. So a friend of mine was having some issues. They were coming to me with the issue, all this other stuff. As I'm listening, they were saying, well, you got good credit, and if you help me with this. And after that, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of zoned out. Normally, I would have been trying to figure out a way to help my friend, but in my mind, I was like, you can't handle your finances. You surely can't handle both of our finances. So no, no. So they get done talking, and after that, I said, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Silence. You would have thought that I told them that I had joined a cult. So I brought it up to my therapist because I was starting to feel guilty. So I'm explaining to her, I'm like, I said no, but I should have explained the reason why I said no, right? She looks at me, sips her water, and goes, why? Why do you feel you need to explain yourself? Ma'am, because I'm a recovering people pleaser, sprinkled with a little bit of that black woman guilt, obviously. Because in my mind, I'm like, you always feel like, well, if one of us got it, then we all got it. But is that really true? And she said, so y'all all want to be broke then? Because if they can't manage their finances, why would you give them more money and they show that they were irresponsible? So here's the thing. And I feel like you're taught to be a good woman. You're agreeable. You're accommodating. You make life easier for everybody else. And when there's that strong black woman trope or the angry black woman trope attached to that, you kind of feel that even more so that I can't tell people no. I can't be rude. I can't be mean. And it's like, you're not being rude or mean. Boundaries are set to protect you, sometimes from you. But boundaries are set to protect. And people that love and care about you should respect your boundaries. And if they don't, that's not respect. That's not love. That's just control. So as we continue talking, and this lady deserves a raise because she gets me to think on my own, sometimes with a small little nudge or a huge push. So we continue talking, and I'm like, you know what? I don't owe access to myself to anybody just because they're used to it. She's like, yes, okay, let's talk more about that. And so she's like, well, what really makes you uncomfortable about, setting these boundaries? And I said, well, I just feel like people are going to be uncomfortable, or, if I can't help people or whatever. And she says, you setting boundaries is not for the comfort of others. I was like, okay, cool. She said, and if you feel like that, and she sees the look in my face, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, something just pops up, and she's like, say it. And I said, if I have to shrink my boundaries to make someone else comfortable, that means that I'm probably doing something that makes me uncomfortable. And that is disrespecting myself. And if someone respects me solely on me saying yes to them all the time, the respect was never real. Y'all? If you were scared to set a boundary, I get it. I've been there. Some days I still am there. And it feels weird the first couple times. It's like walking around without a bra. It's exhilarating, but still kind of nerve-wracking. But keep going. Keep choosing you. And choose your capacity and not your calendar. Because these people will drain you. They will drain you, like Marlo said. If this episode made you block one of your family members or start practicing saying no, in the mirror. Just, come on into the fold. Like, comment, subscribe, send it to somebody who needs that permission to stop over explaining themselves. And remember, your therapist deserves a raise and probably a vacation. I'll see y'all next time.